for the
One
Marlies.
game for the Marlies for Easton Cowan.
Man. I'm going to have to just base this off of what I've seen him do. And I'm going to say 80%. That's all I can base it off of. He doesn't look like an AHL player. So I'm going to say 80% he doesn't play for the Marlies. Until he shows me something else, and it could fade, I'll change my percentage. But through 2, I'm giving him 80%. He sticks with the big club.
I am 41%.
Okay.
I knew it was coming.
All right. That's kind of in the middle, though.
It is.
There's some indecisiveness there.
Here's why, though. Tree has been talking about acquiring a top 6 forward. If he ends up acquiring one, that pushes everybody down, right? And if he gets pushed down, it comes back to the conversation we had at right at 4 o'clock, saying if he plays 8 minutes, and doesn't do much, like it's a learning curve for him. He might spend a weekend with the Marlies just getting some reps if Lorenz comes back and there's other players moving around and all of that type of stuff. There's no guarantee. Right now it looks great, and I would say 100% just based on what I've seen in 2 games. But it's 2 games against teams that weren't playoff teams. We'll see what the next step is when you play some of the big boys, and if he holds up. That's my thing. It's a long season for him.
Yep.
That's the only reason why.
Well, and he's played 2 home games. He hasn't even played a road game yet.
Right. Matchups, all of that.
You're right. There's a lot that he has to continue to prove. But
Markers, yeah.
Nick Robertson, I don't know if he's going to be here long term.
Right.
Is Cal Yarncroke going to stay healthy? That's another element to it. It may be a scenario where, yes, he moves down, but if they don't have other options, he's going to keep playing. So I'm going to say 55%. I'm just into the majority. 55. Like Craig Berube pumping his tires. And again, he's not 18. He can go down to the minors, no waivers. That's fine.
Right.
But, 20-year-olds play in the league. They do play in the league.
They're allowed to be good, too.
Yeah, they're allowed to play. And they're allowed to continue to prove that they should play. So it's been a good start so far. All right, Little Jerry's After Dark still to come. Ray Ferraro coming up in 20. We got Tim Kirkjian live from Seattle ahead of Game 3 tonight, and our best bets coming up. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on YouTube Live.
Don't sweat the tech.
I think old Tua Tagovailoa had some teammates want to stuff him into a garbage can. He had an announcement today. I shouldn't have said what I said. And maybe it's not that bad, and we just need to get better.
Yeah.
I've never heard of anyone backtracking comments like that. It's like it's either happening or not.
It's such a disaster in Miami. The Tyreek Hill stuff from last year where then he had to backpedal. Remember, that's all they do is backpedal in Miami. Hill said, I'm out, done, can't do this anymore. And then all of a sudden, I didn't mean it. Just joking around. I want to be a Dolphin. And Tua calling people out for being late to meetings or just no-showing meetings. And now that was a misunderstanding.
No, it either happened or it didn't.
Yeah, and it happened.
Exactly.
It happened, but now he's being told, can you shut up? You know how much money we paid you and you don't win anything? And, it's just
I would love it if
vibe.
it came out that he was one of the guys that didn't show up. That would be so Miami Dolphins if he ratted himself out.
Right.
Like one of his teammates say, well, he should know that he's one of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That wouldn't shock me at all.
No.
It wouldn't shock me at all. There's just weird stuff going on, and when you lose, it gets really strange and weird.
Well, they point fingers. That's what it is. You start pointing fingers. The coach can't survive there, though.
No chance.
He can't survive.
No chance. And that is when you realize who's been through it, who's got what it takes to get to the other side of it. When you start losing, and it's happening in Arizona, this Jonathan Gannon character, who was the one who grabbed the player who dropped the ball before the end zone, before the touchdown.
Slapped him, I think. Slapped him on the chest or something.
Yeah, and it was bad. It was a bad look, like really, really bad look. And he had to, I think he got fined, and he took a lot of heat for that. And he was asked today, he was getting asked about, emotions in the game and injuries and dealing with that. And again, the Cardinals have lost 4 straight. They're 2-0 to start the year. They've lost 4 straight. And they're in the NFC West, and this could be it for him. He's been there for a few years. This was part of one of the stranger press conferences you're ever going to see from earlier today.
Early in your career, did you have to start trying to figure out how to take the emotion out of coaching as far as when you have all these injuries and you have all these different pieces. When's the first time that you can recall that?
2007, when our quarterback went to jail.
Coach, thank you.
What the hell was that?
I love the PR guy. Coach, thanks so
Yeah,
much. Great
exactly.
stuff.
Cut the mic right there.
Is that what the PR guy said?
Yeah. At the end, he's like, that's enough, because Gannon was fuming, clearly. So he's referencing being in Atlanta and being Michael Vick's coach. I think he was a defensive coach at that point.
Yeah.
But what a strange way to answer such a kind of routine cliche. You know, it's so easy to just say, yeah, learned that early in my career. It happens. Guys get injured. You got to take the emotion out.
Yeah.
When back in 07, when my quarterback went to jail.
Yeah, like
Okay.
Michael Vick on line one saying, did you really need to? It's like,
Yeah, stone face too, like dead serious. Yeah, learn that the hard way. Like just said it.
Yeah.
07.
Okay, Coach.
Kubiak goes to jail.
Awesome. Thanks so much. And you're right about, like, Vic's probably sitting there saying, dude, I've kind of, the smoke has settled here finally.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
been a long time.
no
one
one's
really
brought it up, and you just had to fire that one out. And I think he works for like NFL Network or something.
Yeah,
like
he's
Vic.
been doing media stuff, and you know he's going to be trending online because people are wondering who was the quarterback that got arrested and went to
Oh,
jail
yeah.
in 2007.
Well, you forget about that, right? Like
It's almost 20 years ago, the Mike Vick story.
I know, but there is like that was a tough one, right?
That was
Like,
really,
yeah.
that was a heavy story, clearly.
Yes.
And,
yes.
you know, Vic, he paid his dues. He went to jail, as Jonathan Gannon just pointed out. But,
Yeah.
yeah, I guess that is a
Still tough.
learning experience if you're a coach. When your quarterback is imprisoned, you know, that is going to be something that,
Can we play it again? I want to hear the PR guy say, okay, coach, thanks a lot.
yeah, let's hear the whole thing. Go ahead, Joe. Let's hear it.
Early in your career, did you have to start trying to figure out how to take the emotion out of coaching as far as when you have all these injuries and you have all these different pieces? When's the first time that you can recall that?
2007, when our quarterback went to jail.
Coach, thank you.
Coach, thank you. There's no elaboration or anything. He just goes, Coach, you know, when 07, quarterback went to jail. And
Yeah.
he's like waiting for a response.
No follow-up. Well, if you're in the room,
Nothing.
Noodles, you're stunned. Like, that's
Yes.
a jaw-dropping, like, what?
Yeah, you want to leave. You're like, I don't want to partake in any more
Right.
further questions as far as this is
Yeah.
concerned.
Coach, thanks. Thank you. Thank you for, donating your time to enlighten us on early in your career experiences, like when your quarterback went to jail in 2007. All right, hour 2 coming up. Ray Ferraro will join us, and Tim Kirkjian from the Park. Jays Mariners tonight. Overdrive continues. TSN 1050 and on TSN 4. Hour 2 Overdrive continues, powered by FanDuel, bringing you everything from the opening line to the final score. Tim Kirkjian later in the hour from the Park. Game 3 tonight, Seattle and the Jays, and the both teams have revealed their lineup for the game tonight. And Anthony Santander is back in the lineup, hitting cleanup tonight
All right.
and playing right field. So that back must have been fine flying across the country, and they need him tonight. They need
You
someone.
would think a guy with back stiffness and just would get on that bird haze would just be dying. It's like, sorry, man, I can't even get up in the morning, but he's
Right.
dialed in.
Yeah. It's a
Keegan
weird
thinks he's close. Your boy Keegan, he's out there.
Keegan's a fan of this. Keegan Matheson out there and said, hey, it feels like he's been close to breaking out. He is capable of doing it. And for him to be batting fourth tonight, that means Addison Barger's moving down, and I think that's reasonable.
Yeah.
Barger's going to play third tonight, but he hasn't had it.
He's
not
struggled.
had it.
He has struggled, and that's
Yeah.
a guy that he had a great year coming up, and what do you have, 21?
Yeah,
21
20-plus
jacks,
home
man.
runs. Really
Man,
good
oh,
year.
Man, great season. But you know what? They need him. They need other guys. Some of those guys who were kind of like stepped up, and the Clements and guys like
Yeah.
that, they need to be better. Varsho, like I'd like to see somebody break out outside of Vladdy and Who
Yeah,
else?
you need
Who
someone
else do you
to
expect?
complement them, right? Like it's got to be Vladdy and Kirk and Springer. And,
Well, that's
But
what's the
you're right.
problem with against the Yankees. It was so magical that it was literally
Everybody.
everyone.
Ernie Clement did not stop hitting against the Yankees.
Yeah,
Like,
he was hitting them off his shoelaces out of the yard.
Yes.
Exactly.
Remember that one he golfed out? He didn't even
Yeah.
look like he swung, and it went out of the yard.
Game two.
Yeah.
It was. It seemed impossible that left the yard.
Yeah,
And
it
it
was
did.
like he fanned at it
He
off
dug
of his
it out.
shoestrings,
Yep.
and he dug it out, and it went yard. I was
was-
like, I've never seen that in my life.
First runs of the game. It was 2-0 lead, and they never looked back.
And they need an answer for Morgan Wallen, too. That's
Yes,
the thing.
Cal Raleigh, Jorge Polanco's been an issue. You know, and you're right. Raleigh going home. It's
Yeah.
not going to be easy, and it's on Bieber and the staff. And then Scherzer game 4. That's the crazy thing. You get a win tonight. Scherzer has got to be great tomorrow night. It's not going to stop. So we'll see. And Ray's coming up here in a moment. Ray can kind of tell us what the vibes are like in Vancouver. Is it a Jays town? Is it a Mariners town?
Oh, yeah. I've got to ask him if he was pandering to his audience when I listened to him the other day and watched him. And he said he was so excited for the Blue Jays to play against Seattle.
Oh, yeah.
I need to hear that.
Ray doesn't get so excited about anything. He's so excited
He
about
gets
something
excited about
happening in
golf. Him
Seattle.
going with golf. Yeah.
Right, if he gets to play golf, that would probably excite him. But, yeah, I guess he can kind of set the record straight. And that's always a side story, how many Blue Jay fans are going to be there tonight. There were Mariner fans in Toronto. There weren't a lot of them, admittedly. I saw way more Yankee fans than I saw Mariner fans. And Yankee fans can drive up. Like a lot of people just in New York, the state of New York are Yankee fans, right? People in Buffalo and upstate New York. No one's driving from Seattle to get to the first two games of the ALCS. I can
How
tell
many
you
people
that.
you think flew in from Seattle?
I
100?
would guess maybe 100. Some probably did. There'd be diehards and people with money and time, and it's a magical run, but very few. That's a haul, man. Seattle to Toronto and vice versa.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right. Like the actual, like, hey, I'm a diehard Mariners fan. I'm flying. Now there might be people from Toronto that are Mariners fan that live out there and work out
Yes.
there that came
Yep.
home for the weekend or came home for Thanksgiving, like
Valid.
that type of
It'd be a
stuff,
good
right?
crossover. That would
Right.
be a very good crossover. You're right.
But yeah, it's not thousands. It's it's not Leaf fans going down to the Sabres game type of thing. It's
No.
not that type of stuff. But we will see. I guarantee you there's going to be a big contingent of Vancouver people heading down to Seattle to watch the Blue Jays game. And I heard Ray Ferraro really selling it
He's
on his
excited.
broadcast.
Ray
Yeah.
is excited that
Yes.
the Blue Jays are in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
And he happens to be on the East Coast. He's in New York. Here he is from ESPN. The Ray and Dregs podcast. There he is, Ray Ferraro, Mr.
boys?
Vancouver, Mr. Blue Jay.
Oh, yeah.
how are we feeling about the Jays out in
hang
Seattle?
on. I'm a Red Sox guy.
Yeah.
This is a sad state of affairs in Red Sox Nation.
Okay, so
Noodles
in
were
Vancouver-
saying you're pumping up the tires, Ray. Come
Yeah,
on,
well,
man. What
I
happened?
was watching
I
you
love
on a
this.
broadcast. I was watching
Yeah,
you on a broad. It must have been a Vancouver broadcast or something, and you were like going, "Yeah, I'm so excited. If the Jays make it, everybody will come down from Vancouver or whatever." I was
Yes.
like, maybe he's pandering to his crowd. You never know.
A little bit. Because in Vancouver, like, it's not a guarantee people, if they're baseball fans or Blue Jay fans. Like, the Mariners are kind of the closest thing we got. And so a lot of people find, like, they kind of cheer for the Mariners. And the Mariners never win. So it's kind of like when I used to cheer for the Red Sox and they never won. It was kind of like your own club. It's kind of like, honestly, it's kind of like Leaf fans. Like, you never win, and so you're like, if the Leafs ever win, it'll be less fun being a fan because the misery is part of being the fan. I was an Expos guy when I was a kid. I loved the Expos, and so the Jays were always my second Canadian team. But I'll tell you, games 1 and 2 didn't go so well for them. So they better get on it.
You're not kidding, man. You're not kidding, and you're right about that scar tissue and the community that you feel a part of, because it's just misery and all these different things you've been through. That
nobody expects to
non-fans-
win. You expect the loss, right? You're like,
Exactly.
how could they do it again? And you're like, oh, well, there it is.
They'll find a way. They'll find a way. And, I mean, it gets what do they say? It gets late quick or it gets early quick, whatever. I'm jamming that up. But if you're
late,
if you're the
it gets late early, Yogi.
it gets late early. There it is, Yogi Berra, Yogi Hayes. It gets late early. And if you're the Jays, man, it's getting late early. And the same thing with the Brewers. They got to fly to L.A. and try to figure that out, which will not be any easier. But what about from the NHL's perspective, like in your career? How quick does it have to be, or how quick can it be before you start looking around and thinking, man, I'm starting to panic, whether it's on an individual basis, how you're playing, or from a team standpoint, if the team's not playing so well?